My host, Dave Yawood.
Good night, Andrew. Good night, Belize. Welcome to the cross country 2025 Donors Action Pack. Excitement.
Dave, this
A
over
lot
this
of things to cover.
right. Yesterday we witnessed a exciting women cross country, the Puma women cross country. We want to touch on that before we move on to the big Shing where they come up this weekend. But it was a very interesting race. I had a lot of fun out there on the tarmac. You were in studios, listening and seeing the action.
Boy, Andrew, I tell you yesterday, boy, I never know my patriotism. My patriotism, I show yesterday, boy. I take that one personal. Really, I know that it was a tall order, but still deep inside. I wanted that one, but we lose that one. But yeah, we went out on our shield. And yeah, you can have some more of that, Andrew. I mean, it's what it is, but yeah. Good race, awesome race.
Yeah. It was a very impressive ride by the young junior riders, Irene Baki, who rode her heart out. I have to give kudos to her. She was in the process of making big history. She might be the, just 1 week ago, she is the junior champion, women champion. And if she had won yesterday, she might be the elite champion. In just a week, that might be historic. I spoke to her today, and she said yes, she was hurting at the end. But my awesome race, she did all she could. But the director, I'll go to him and say this, that the coach said that they're not going to call off. I don't know, somebody else sent a message and call off because she wanted to stay as long as possible. And I spoke to the crew from the champion, and they say she was the champion was willing to ride with her, closer to the end. But being out there on the highway, I saw that coming. I knew that she would attack her somewhere and the other, but I think she wanted to bring her closer. But a wonderful race, a wonderful race.
Yeah, I am. I thought, because there was controversy surrounding the race of having Junior partake in this race, and so I guess no one was expecting her to perform that well. I mean, like you said, she almost won, but at the same time, Andrew, her not helping, it's 50-50 because I figure what would have happened if she had helped. I would say she would have probably won more station prize because they probably would have shared more, being that they two was up front. But I don't see her winning the race based on how I saw that young lady finish. I mean, the power she was bringing, she wasn't struggling with her pedal stroke. So maybe she would have lost it in a sprint finish, and she probably would have won a couple station prize. It would have been nice if she could have won the $1,000 station prize that I think Leslie's gave a $1,000 station prize. So that's why I was hoping. That's the one I was actually hoping for, that if she got there, that the only would have gave that prize to her and then just take the first place. But didn't play out that way.
Well, I don't think you might get that prize today. But looking at the lineup, from the moment I saw, I had no stats on the and Miss Stevens, right? Jade Stevens. But soon after the race started, I saw the power she had. I saw her countering. I think a team, and I hope I don't get no lashback for this, but Team Lovell didn't ride a smart race. They definitely had some kind of infighting because apparently they went out to win station prizes, and in a big race like so, sometimes you have to leave station prizes if you want a victory. And I believe that the leader of that team should have been Francine Gigley. She was in awesome condition, but she chased a lot of station prize too early, and that played a big role in her getting dropped and couldn't make it back at the end.
I think in watching the Belize style, I ride a lot of time where a lot of cyclists make mistake in Belize, that they figure that that condition alone win race, and that is not true. It's actually making the right decision, because I don't think that Gigley is not in condition, because if she was with that young lady, she probably would have hold on too. But I think when you make wrong decision, even if you're in condition, it's hard for you to bridge back, and the gap was too hard, and the couple riders that was sitting there with her wasn't strong enough to rotate in the pace line to bridge back. So I already knew And that's why I always tell riders, you will see a rider ride one race and finish second, and then they have a following race maybe 2 weeks later, which is a much smaller race, and then they don't even finish, so, or they come all the way in the back. So stuff like that happen in race. You always have to be thinking, because sometimes it just takes like seconds of making a move and not making a move to decide a race.
Yeah. We as you know, commentators, sports analysts, especially when it comes to sport of cycling, we study the riders. So like I had an inside, you know, information, and I know who's in condition. So I could have eliminated some riders right away. I don't know that. It's no fact that, you know, some of the riders will be dropped early, but I spoke to Gigley, I spoke to Irene, and you see the performance, and I know that they were in top shape. Last week when we were on the show, actually Saturday night, we mentioned, those were the two names we mentioned, Gigley and Irene, and they came out. I mean, had that American wasn't in the race, there would probably the victory might be between those two riders, you understand? And we did talk a little bit about young Leonie Choto. So I just saying that the team Lovell had the numbers. They had the numbers going into the race. They had, it may register 4, but only 3 show up. The only past champion would have been at the race, the Gina, but Gina, you know, had some issues, so she wasn't able to make that. But if I was Team Lovell, there was a lot of prizes, and you might get some big prize coming. I might have left a smaller prize alone. I'd have huddled as a team and said, listen to me, we want the victory that we want. We were in a Garland, because next year you're not here, oh, you win 20 station prize. You know, here last year, so win, and that's what we have to do. So I believe, this is one thing I believe with station prizes in the races. Station prize are good and they're bad. Because some rider don't say, well, I'll give up because I go for station prize. I want to carry something home in my pocket because I have no chance of winning. But that don't put you in the red already, because you don't think about. I don't care about winning. I worry about station prize, because there's a $1,250, $1,250 station prize at the wrong. I want that. You understand?
And that's where the team
yes,
riding comes in.
Right. And so
what's your role?
I think that I'm a sacrifice. Some riders, you have to sacrifice. You mentioned last week that you have domestiques, you have rabbits,
yes.
And so the field was too small to have rabbits. They need to have domestique, and I believe that Team Lovell should have protected Francine, and I think Francine would have done much better. Chase all those
one of the races I saw in Belize, which was that's probably the only race I saw where a domestique play a domestic role. I never saw that in Belize. Was in Rumble in the Tropics, where Heno rode everything. He couldn't finish with them.
Exactly.
If he would have sit down, he would have finished with them, and then he just freewheel and take his position. That's how domestic for ride. You don't need to have a domestic along with 3 other guys from your team going to the finish line to sprint when you already have your lead guy and your lead sprinter there. There's no, their role is to keep you if you're in a break, to keep you away, and if you're not in a break, to put you up front. That's their job. It's not, but I think sometimes what happened by we as Belizeans not understanding racing, I think our pride get the best of us, where if you're a domestic and you don't do well, you have to face the other guys, them, you know, whether it's in the group chat or on the road, to say that you didn't well and you finish in the truck or you finish in the back. But they have to understand that when team win prizes, that they share these prizes. So even if they might not place well, they still get a part of that purse, you know.
Yeah. Well, it's history now, and we want to congratulate all the young ladies who took part. It was a nice race, even though it was a small field. The fans enjoyed the race. I mean, a lot of people call me and say, but I don't really enjoy the race.
I like it too.
The part where a fan tell me, say, I love the part when I say, this is wild, because Gabrielle Lovell, she got dropped. She came back somewhere around Cotton Tree, and she attacked. You had the Miss Stevens out front, and you had Gigley along with Irene and young Choto was chasing, and she blew past them straight to the wheel of the leader, and went on the pace and
I didn't
giggling.
understand that.
And giggling, I said giggling, scratching her head. Said, "What is she doing?"
That she would have recovered.
Yes, no, she should have get on
Yeah.
it, and maybe with that, she came up with so much energy. She should have assist and bring her back. But she attacked, and then that put giggling in trouble.
I think with the age them also too, especially for the younger riders, as the more you race, the more you're going to develop and learn little stuff from experience from making mistake in previous races. So I think with time, they're going to be fine.
Yeah. And on a note, too, I must mention that last week the junior race was somewhere around like 42 miles, right? The junior
Yes.
women cross country, right?
Yes,
This weekend it was almost double. It's like 70, right? 70 miles. So it's almost 100% add-on. But young Irene, she actually rode from mile 30 to Tong. I mean, well, along with the leader, but she attacked out at the Mahogany Heights, which is like 30 miles from Belize. And she rode, I mean, almost, until the champion caught up to her, but they rode all around to the city. And she said she started suffering somewhere out of Hattieville. She started to feel the effect, but nevertheless, she completed the race.
I started noticing it too because I was watching her pedal stroke, and like you said, it started changing out at Hattieville. And one time when the girl, when she was on the pace and there was a girl turn to come around her, what happened? She freewheel, and when she freewheel, I saw that because most of the time you don't freewheel, you just pedal slow. But she didn't do that. She freewheel, and right away I know she was hurting.
Right.
But I knew the distance also would I tell because there's a big jump from 42 to 70. Then you have to travel through the hills too. So.
Well, I give Alan a kudos just for lineup.
Great race.
Event. Young Leanne Chota rode awesome. She finished in fourth, and young Chelsea Gillett rode awesome. I have to tip off my cap to each one of them. I mean, riding 70 miles. I can't ride 70 miles right now, but and then they rode in the elite category.
Yes.
Yeah. But congrats to Miss Jade Stevens on a victory. Awesome race. So congratulations again to all the ladies who took part. Dave, but this weekend, Saturday, comes the big shing ding.
Tarmac and the Blaze.
So we know, we said I touch upon a topic that we have to make the fans understand that even though they say that like 25 or 30 riders got vetted, it's only about half of that amount will make it to our shows, to part in the race. So.
Right, well, basically, yes, the amount, they got accepted and they don't have to show up. I mean, the name is there, but you would probably know, I think more or less, I think whenever the deadline come up for the registration, what I think is either Wednesday, they have to register by that time. So definitely by Wednesday we should know this time who will actually take part in this race because there's a lot of names up there. So that's what's going on right now in terms of that. So everybody want to know who is really coming, Andrew. Right? So.
Dave, we have a list here of registered voters so far.
Voters,
riders. Why are you getting? I mean, riders.
Riders.
But once you will make mistake. I mean, I make a lot of mistakes
all the time,
and it's just a human, right? So election just gone, so I still think about voting. But anyway, I have the teams and the names of the riders who have registered so far. So we have the teams there. We have Team M&M's. Why one name Pedal Mafia, Team MC, Skyline, what is one here? Tennis Star, boy. Next one, AY Albert.
First time I hear those names.
They're not so strange name. Well, Unattached, G Flow, NCS Raptors, Santinos, Jaguars Cycling, NCS. I don't know what other abbreviation there. Oh, then we go wrong. Okay, so I see the thing to repeat, but because the names there. Dave, maybe you could call out some of the names of some of the riders who are up here.
Locals, locals thoroughbred. So we got Kelvin McClendon, Elijah Buller, Miguel Sendales, Patrick Rains, John DeLong. Oh, this is from the team from the American team last year.
Yes, that's
Skyline,
Skyline.
right? And then you have Aurel Omar Espinosa Lopez. And Joe, are you familiar with the name?
I don't know, that's why we have to get information.
Elvis Martua, David Santiago, Arbeo Castino, Roberto Velasquez, and Brian Wade. But it's crazy because they come from, there's a tennis star team, and I never heard of that team before.
I have no idea. No.
Yeah, it's a tennis star team, and there's, then we go down to G-Flow. You know G-Flow, everybody familiar with that team. If they're not, they will be familiar with them pretty soon, because so you got Jalen Briseno, Tyrone Tasha, Derek Chavarria, Hollister Baptist, Javin Gonzalez. NCS Raptors is Michael Morris, that's like one rider. Right? Then you got Santino's Joshua Fuller. Then you got Jaggers Cycling, Efrain Mencias. NCS, okay, so though they got it split up, they don't have them in. So you got Filton Butler also of NCS. Then you got Santino with Justin Chavarria Jr., you got G-Flow, Eric Trapp, and Jafari Castro. I haven't seen Jafari in a while, Andrew. Unattached, Mario Vasquez. Then for Running Rebels, you got Emery Gill, Quinton Hamilton, Tariq Kano, and then Life Happy Love. Who that?
I don't know.
That one, Team Nat?
Team Nat, that's the name.
I like the name, the Life Happy Love, Philip Lopez.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the registered voter. Just so
you say voters too?
I mean, excuse me, registered riders. But I just want to say that, so for people that listening, that this is not the final list. There will be a final list. So this is just the people that registered so far. But they have up to, I think, Wednesday is the deadline. So you still have tomorrow and Wednesday. So you know, most of the time, everybody take, like, they hesitant to you know, put their name there. So I guess they wait to see who is up there first. But I figure by the end of the day, we probably going up. They have probably 100 riders.
I do agree.
That's my prediction. A little under 100 riders this year.
Well, we noticed that the two Americans, Patrick Rains and John DeLong, the boogeyman, will be here in Belize. Like I said, we
Patrick Rains didn't finish second before?
He finished back-to-back second.
Yeah, two-time, right?
Second,
okay, nice.
Yeah, he finished back-to-back second. Some of the riders, we have to get some more information. This rider from Eminence, Kevin McLendon, I'm not sure who that is. And so other names you call.
Well, Wednesday we'll know, because most of the guys, especially the guys them on the list, their name is not even up there. Right? So we'll wait and see. Because you have the riders them from California. You know, so you know, I give them a name already. I don't tell the name, no, I wait till the day of the race.
You got me to laugh? No, I think I won't say it. I won't say it.
Yeah. But man, Andrew, I excited. I think one of the things that, and you know, this is discussion amongst a group chat and stuff that every year we go through, where the CFB have to fight with riders about who they let in from who they don't let in. That's always a big discussion. Some people don't, I wouldn't say they don't like the vetting process, but I think when they can't get somebody that they want to come, and I think a lot of them is not familiar with how it is structured in order to accept a rider. And I think that's many a time is misunderstood, and so riders and team take it personal, like they don't want to accept the rider because of, you know, like being impartial towards them, right? And a lot of them is not the case. I used to feel like that until I start see that it's actually a vetting process, and sometimes not everybody will get a invitation because there's just so many people, right? So, and it's always going to be like that because cross country being so lucrative, you're always going to be in a position where you cannot accept everybody. I mean, but that is played out all over the world. There is no cycling body throughout the world that accept anybody in a race. That do not work. So for people that say that accept everyone, that don't work, that is not true. That's not how that works.
Yep. Well, I think they have a criterion to go by now. Where the
yes, that's criteria,
right,
yes.
Yeah, so hopefully somebody from the CFB will explain in details
Yes,
to the
how
fans.
it actually works.
Because some of the fans, they want to be jury and judge and everything, you know. They're not joking, they judge everybody. For me, they judge, you understand? But it will definitely be an interesting race. Tonight we have a guest in studios, a popular rider from Belize, one of our hopefuls for...
One of our top elite.
Yeah, one of our top elite riders in studios. He will come on when we take a break. He will join us here behind the cameras, and we'll definitely discuss. They have one of the stuff where I try to explain to the team's name. Mm-hmm. When you ask me questions like, what on strategy or who know the ride for? We don't want to give out that because we don't want people. Listen to me. We know how race go. It's no surprise. I remember the junior race, I say, who know the ride for? Oh, we don't know who the ride for. But race day, I said, listen to me, I don't know who the ride for. Cycling one team sport, and you have to go and say that if you don't lead a Dave, and I ride for you. Not care what the other teams know. You want to protect me. You want to baby me to the when you know what happened at the end. That all the leaders want end up at the end. They want to race for the win. So you don't have to hide and say, why? Well, anybody could win for the team. You cause division because you know where the fans and say you're here when they say anybody could win. Why I could win? You know, you understand? So you have to be positive and say, either the leader, I want the victory, and we have to stop that thing about we don't know who they ride for anybody. No, it never works. So. You know.
And so maybe some of them really don't know who they're riding for, but what I'm saying that shouldn't be. You're supposed to know your team leader, the person that you're riding to win the race, not to finish well, to win the race. And once you know, and I'm sure every team know, to win the race, then you have to set up that team around them. Like I was saying off camera earlier tonight, one of the things I noticed also, and joke as I study this thing in races, that when a team is on the road, I watch how a team position. If you have 6 riders in a team and you have one of the team rider or one side of the road, the next side, and they all splinter up in a peloton, that's not how you ride as a team.
Nope.
Like I was saying earlier, you're supposed to be close to the team leader, and you all have to be in a formation and surround that team leader so to protect him from having accident where somebody rub his wheel or overlap his wheel. And you have to be in a position where if there's a break that go down the road, you could assemble your team quickly, go on the front and try to catch that break. Sometimes what happens, the guys, they're splintered across in the peloton, so when something happens, your domestique end up in the break. Or your domestique going up the road with the break, that shouldn't be.
No, it shouldn't be.
Right, and then the team leader left in the back. And then the domestique get dropped from the break. And now the domestique get dropped, your team, now he burn all that energy in the break, and then now your team leader is in the chase group. You can't help him because you went with a break that you shouldn't went with, and then you don't have no legs. So these are just the little things that I see that I show that when high-end riders come to Belize, if they pick these things up, like I was saying earlier, the guys, them, the Calabella riders coming to Belize, they know to read body language, they know cycling, so they will see right through you. Right, and guys have to learn that, and you learn that with experience and educating yourself, because cycling, the race is the end result of actually preparation. The race is supposed to be the easiest part in one way because you're supposed to prepare everything for that race. So it has become so technical and so scientific. Like I always say, if we would apply what we used to do in the 80s and 90s, now we wouldn't survive. Because I realized a lot of things we was doing wrong. We honestly was doing a lot of things wrong, but we didn't know. But you know what? Everybody was doing it wrong too. So there was no edge. But now, these guys deal with science, and because of that, it shows in races.
Well, we're going to take a break? Okay, so folks, we're going to take a short break, and then we return with our guests.
Discover Belize, where lush jungles meet sparkling waters, ancient Mayan cities, and a blend of vibrant cultures. With our magnificent barrier reef, the second largest in the world, Belize offers adventure, tranquility, and inspiration for all.
As the Prime Minister of Belize, it is my great honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to you on behalf of the people of our beautiful nation. We invite you to join us for the unforgettable conference in Belize, a true gem of the Caribbean. You'll experience the warmth and wonder of a country that proudly stands as the land of the free by the Caribbean Sea.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to Belize.
Welcome to the Belize Water Services Customer Portal tutorial. Learn how to quickly create or access your account to manage your water bill online. Open your web browser, search for Belize Water Services, and click the first link to visit the BWS website. On the top portion of the website, click Online Services tab and scroll down to the Customer Portal. Login page will appear. If you have a registered account, enter your username and password and then click Login. If you don't have an account, you will need to click Register here. Now let's register your account. The first step is to enter your account number as shown on your bill and then press Search. Step 2. If this is your account, click Yes, this is my account. If this is not your account, click I don't see my account. Step 3. Now enter a username, password, and confirm your password, and then click Register. Congratulations, you're now registered. Let's log in. The login portal will appear. Enter your username and password and click Login. You can now view your billing history, check your water usage, and download your current bill, all from the comfort of your home. Thank you for using the Belize Water Services Customer Portal.
Welcome back to Race for the Garland, the road to glory. Tonight we have a special guest in the house. And I believe he is the leader of his team. We'll grill him properly. We grill him like fish, Dave. Welcome to the show, Carlton Robinson.
Yes. When I find supporters, everybody, listen, mate.
Yes, alongside Carlton, you know, they had seat, man. For two reasons. Last year you finished fourth. You was the whole Belize you had on your back. Brad, the diaspora, everybody, they root you on. You did your best. You come fourth. So this year you know how Belize and go. They expect you to win. So the first question I show is, how do you feel?
Well, I feel pretty much good, rested, up for the challenge this year again too. This time I put in all the hard work and everything first. So yeah, this time I put in all the hard work and things first. So I up for the challenge and I feel good, confident.
Also, I want to ask you, how much years experience you have with actual cross country? How many cross country you rode?
This will be my 5th cross country.
Cross country.
Yeah.
Good. And your best finish is fourth?
Fourth last year.
Okay. So what are your expectations this year? Win?
Win.
I like that. Because most guys want to answer, man, I don't know what I want to say. Win. I like that.
Well, Dave, that's bring me to you don't answer me already, because
You know the man?
I want to ask. I don't want to ask. Well, I realize now, if he want to win, he has to be the leader of the team. I don't want to hear no other rider from the team say that they have a chance of win. You have to go all in. This. I tell you now, as a commentator being on the highway, I see what happen. Infighting will let us lose race. If Carlton is the leader, every single body on the team will have to put everything in the basket for Carlton to make him achieve the victory. And you know, it will ruffle some feathers, as you say, but that's the real deal. We have noticed in the past, cross country does be one strongman sport pada. You know, back in the days with Jeffrey O'Brien and Halliday and Hutchison and all the guys, even when I'm in the ride, we don't have a team, we go ride, right? And your family say, go do your best, go win. But today it's become a team sport. And that's the reason why the foreign riders come and beat you up, because they come as a team. They want ride for the leaders. When we have infighting, when you hear riders, they say that, why me want to win too? You don't make Carlton division. And Carlton, like he mentioned, he has prepared for this race. He was the best last year, and I think, you know, at his age, this is one next good year for him to become champion. And so I expect, you know, the team to back Carlton 100%. Carlton, one question I want to ask you: what are the keys to victory?
I just believe hard work, dedication, and discipline. I haven't won much big classic yet. I actually won my first classic this year, the Valentine's Tour. So I say pretty much that. I believe dedication. That's the drive.
Yeah. How was the preparation? You have any injuries, any setback?
No, not necessarily. No major setbacks. Preparation was the same like last year, so I believe that I'm ready. I'm good. So pretty much cross country a very tough race, and more mental and everything else. So your body going through changes, and you just have to be strong-minded, no? So yeah.
I don't want to ask you, what would be a typical training day in the life of Carlton Robinson? How he trains? What would be, you know, a typical day? How many miles you do? What kind of training you do?
So pretty much we do like, I say like 50 miles a day, like 2 hours and a half. Basically, on Tuesdays, intervals. It depends on how the racing calendar look and what are the event where they coming up. For this individual race here across country, we did a lot of endurance ride. So speed ride too. We had a lot of races in this year, yeah. So we had to look for that too and pretty much not overwork ourselves, no, because with the ride, we were going on the race near fresh at the same time, so we can't overwork ourselves. So yeah.
Before Dave asks you a question, I want this next question to ask you. I have seen that you have been complaining about cramping up at the end of the races because you say that cramp up. Have you solved that problem? Have you dialed in on how to, not that happen, let that happen to you again? Cramping up at the end of major races. I have seen it in the past where you lock up at the end. You say you get cramp. Have you resolved that issue?
Yeah. I believe that I find the reason why I'm in a cramp up. We don't correct that. So, but in a tough race like cross country, like I said, your body going through phases. You get cramp. Like last year, I'm in a cramp too. You go and you come. So you just have to kind of ride through it, and before you notice it gone. So.
Dave, you have a question for him?
Yeah, I have a question because this is very important. How about nutrition? Nutrition and your rest, because I know most people understand that your nutrition and your rest goes hands in hand with your training. They all have to coexist. One without the other, it's deemed like, so in terms of your nutrition, your rest, how are you eating properly? And when I say eating properly, not mean like, because most people think if you eat a steak, that means you're eating properly. I mean like a balanced diet that include fruits, vegetables, water, carbs, stuff like that.
Well, yeah. For last year, I started a eating program with Byron and pretty much that is the same thing. Like I said, I've been in this position here before now, and I know exactly what I need to do. So that's the same thing for last year.
Yes, because Andrew, I noticed that the one thing in terms of nutrition and rest, that a lot of the guys, sometimes we go to that place where we see a rider train very hard, and then his performance is not up there. And then we would say stuff like, oh, you're always training, but you're not riding well. Most of the time, it's actually resting and nutrition, not eating balanced diet, not drinking enough fluid that causes that.
Well, the team actually have a nutritionist too, so I believe the whole team, they're on board, and we're good.
That means the night before cross country, no Chinese food, or the day before cross country, none of that stuff. Because we do that, Andrew. We never, that happened to me too in a ride. You have a diet that you use all year round, but you believe because cross country is such a big a race, you feel you go and eat something that's better than you was eating, and then you get sick. So if you have a nutrition, that's very good. I like to hear that.
Another question I have for you, Carlton, is how will the foreign competition affect the racing strategy of your team?
Well, I don't believe that the foreign competition actually affect it. I believe that does help we much better. I actually enjoy when the foreigners near there. Much faster technical racing. No time to be messing around. You have to ride, because the moment you make a break, go too far, or you hesitate, that's it. So I actually love when the foreigners there. It force everybody to be attentive and just ride. So I actually like it.
Okay. And how, maybe you could give the fans or the general public who they tune in, give the names of your teammates.
All right. So we got Baron Pope. We have Goran. We have Fernando Rosado. We have Tariq Flowers. We have myself, and we do have Leon Leslie and Hannah Maria.
Nice.
Also, Andrew, we want to mention also that DJ Alliance won, I think, a couple classic this year. They won the tour the Valentine's tour, and they also won the Rumble in the Tropics, which I think was the actual hardest race this year in Belize in terms of terrain. They won that too. So right now, the DJ Alliance is bullseye right now.
Dave,
right?
the team is Anthony Mallett, DJ Alliance.
Anthony Mallett, DJ Alliance, yes, correction, yes. But that's what's going on right there. That they won two. See, people disregard those stuff. I pay attention well, and I also was saying we had this discussion where I was saying I had mentioned Gorian that has that kind of potential. He actually could win. I mean, yes, there might be a tall order, but I'm saying that he already showed that kind of, because when he catch the bull, Gorian got caught almost at the finish line, and then the race right after he came back and won. So Mala DJ Alliance has shown that they're a team to reckon with. It's just for them to go out there and perform. But they will know that they will face some very stiff competition. I mean, yeah.
Well, I know that the foreign competition definitely changed the game in this sport. That's the reason why I mentioned that the leader of the team will need the domestic around him, because the guy is coming for win, and you can't play tricks and say, well, you know, I could win this race. You have to go all out. And this is cross country. The names I said come, well, we know they had some guys where they have about 30 riders were supposed to, who got vetted, but about half of them can come in. But the guys really come in for win. You understand? And so I think our local team, Antemala DJ Alliance, is a full local, lone Belizean riders, right? No foreign riders. So they will definitely have their cut out for them.
If I would be advising them though, what guys that when they ride this race against foreigner, sometimes they have to ride around them. I think sometimes what happen, Belizean try to match them. Like if they're in a break, you know, they go in the break and they try. If they're doing 25, they try and do 25 too. Don't do that. You could save much energy. Once you acknowledge them as they are the stronger rider, and but just go around, you just can't sit. Yeah. But I think what's going to happen, because the foreigners will actually compete amongst themselves. So if you could get, and that's what happened last year. If you notice in the break with Carlton was in that break, Chavarria Jr. was in that break, which is two Belize, and after that you had Luis Lopez, the guy that came second. You had Corey Lockwood, the Canadian. So it was loaded with nothing but foreigners, and Jocelyn and Carlton rode around them. Yeah. Right? So they didn't. Corey Lockwood was doing a lot of the pacing, so they could ride right around that, and they have to learn how to do that, and more Belizean riders have to learn how to do that. I think Javen and Baby Chav, with their racing experience they have throughout this year, they will be able to do it, because I'm sure they learn stuff like that and that's the reason why it's good to send our riders outside, because those are the things you cannot learn in Belize. You have to learn it by going abroad.
Yeah.
Well, it should be very interesting. I think we might have somebody else we're supposed to come in. Yeah. Not yet. Okay. Yeah. So, Dave, I don't know if you have any other questions for.
I would say, if I would have a question, it would be that you should have a B plan. B plan meaning you plan around your leader, and if that fail, what is the B plan? And I would ask him, you don't have to give it to me, but I'm saying, I could answer yes or no. Do you guys have a B plan? If the designated rider don't show up, whether, sometime race start and join the guy that your lead guy not feeling well, do you have a B plan?
No, we don't have no B plan. A plan.
Yes. So that get right. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I cite in Rumble in the Tropics, right? Because honestly, when I saw him coming to the finish, you got him, you had Heno, you had Korean. I expect that it was him. He was going to win the race if there was anyone in a sprint, right? And you see how it played out. So that was the B plan right there. He didn't win it, but they still won. So yeah.
So Carlton, thank you for dropping by. I know you want to big up some people.
Well, yeah. We have to big up the main sponsors. First, no, Mr. Anthony Mala, DJ, Mr. Ivan Tessicum, the 5 a.m. crew where I always ride out there with us every day. My boy Steve Miguel, his lovely wife, Miss Lisa, the crew from LA, the Limerick Park crew, the barbershop crew, Seabreeze Shipping, my dad, my family, my immediate family, my aunt, everybody who, all the fans, everybody who just they're right behind me, and believing in me fully. So a shout out, and let's see how it goes.
We want to wish you all the best, Carlton. We know that your fans, the Belizean, want to see that Garland around your neck or Belizean neck. So go do your thing, ride smart, and
Okay.
enjoy the ride.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have Baron standing by on the phone, I think. Good night, Baron, if you're there.
Nope.
So Carlton, I will also wish you the best of luck on Saturday. Leave your heart on the road. Do the best you can, whatever it falls. So when the race is over, you'll have none to hang your head down. Wish you and your team best of luck, and the better man win. Which is sports.
Yeah, definitely.
You take a break? Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be right back. We'll take a short break.
We'll be back.
Discover Belize, where lush jungles meet sparkling waters, ancient Mayan cities, and a blend of vibrant cultures. With our magnificent barrier reef, the second largest in the world, Belize offers adventure, tranquility, and inspiration for all.
As the Prime Minister of Belize, it is my great honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to you on behalf of the people of our beautiful nation. We invite you to join us for the unforgettable Conference of Belize, a true gem of the Caribbean. You'll experience the warmth and wonder of a country that proudly stands as the land of the free by the Caribbean Sea.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to Belize. Discover Belize, where lush jungles meet sparkling waters, ancient Mayan cities, and a blend of vibrant cultures. With our magnificent barrier reef, the second largest in the world, Belize offers adventure, tranquility, and inspiration for all.
As the Prime Minister of Belize, it is my great honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to you on behalf of the people of our beautiful nation. We invite you to join us for the unforgettable Conference of Belize, a true gem of the Caribbean. You'll experience the warmth and wonder of a country that proudly stands as the land of the free by the Caribbean Sea.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to Belize.
Welcome back to Race for the Garland, the road to glory. We are coming live straight from the BWS here on the Central American Boulevard. I'm here with my co-host Dave Yearwood. Dave, tonight we have Oscar on the line.
Good night, Oscar.
Good night, Mr. Dave. Good night.
How you feeling?
Good to be here, man.
How you feeling?
Pretty good, man. They have a couple days left up to the big dance, and it's gonna be my ninth cross country, I believe. So it's gonna be just another routine for me. And I'm feeling the energy, feeling it, way better as I get closer to the day. So can't complain, man.
Oscar, you are past champion. You won in 2023, right? That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, you won in 2023. So
Yes, sir.
this is nothing strange to you. You know what it feels like to climb on that stage. You know, you made, Oscar, you made all of Belizean Easter went so happy. So I hope this year again, you know, or Belizean win because the Belizean, like they mentioned, they are more patriotic when it comes to the whole Saturday cross country race than even the Independence Day. And so, Oscar, I want to ask you, how's your preparation coming up to this big event? You know, the team chemistry and everything.
Right. Yeah. It's been going quite well, Mr. Adonis. You know, this preparation phase, like I always mention, I really start. Well, for me at least, you know, I really start at least 2-3 months before. You know, it starts all the way from October since you start doing your strength and conditioning, and you know, it never really ends. The preparation, especially for a cross country, for a local Belizean, is always to me a routine practice that, you know, if you're just to start, you look towards that to make you try and make up some ground and try to get better by that bit. Or if you're a continuing cyclist, we're done to perform, ideally let us to perform better if you're not done with it, right? So you know, this case that you know, the preparation for me, sorry, you know, I'm very, very rigorous, especially to the point where I did at face off with some newer generations of cyclists, and it's been quite a journey to learn them, and of course they level really, really good. They're talented, and you know, getting older in my own age, you know, I have to say how I stay at the top and try continue to compete against these younger guys, no? So it's been rigorous, it's been hard, it's been quite a journey, especially you know, with the life I have now. You know, I have a wife and stuff where, you know, it's been a bit different than when I was like 21, 22, when I'm a single, how you call it, a single question. And so, you know, it's been quite a journey so far, a new phase in my life. But I've been accepting the journey so far, and I feel like up to this point, I've done what I could have done. And sure, I haven't really won any classics this year, but if I don't recall, the last time when I never win anything before either. So hey, it could repeat itself again. So I'll take that.
Oscar, I want to say one thing. There is a few cross country champions that won the cross country more than one time, and they had 2 or 3 years apart before they win the second one. And with that said, you know, someone that won the cross country before, even you cannot overlook them. It don't matter what their past performance was. Usually that rider that won that race before for something, for some reason, when that race come about, they always perform very well. So the way how things look, that I hope nobody is overlooking you, because you know what it takes to win. And are you inspired to win another one? The reason why I'm asking this, because most riders, once they won one cross country, they kind of lose that drive, because that was their ultimate goal. And so do you have that urge and that zeal where you would want to win it a second time?
That's a good question, Dave. And to be honest, referring back to what you were saying before regarding, you know, past champions lining up, you can't really count them out. I've heard it from several different people, you know, inclusive of yourself, and people that's been in the game, cyclists, not cyclists, fans, you know, and they've said the same thing, that there's this thing whereby I believe that for some weird reason, when you line up that day, there's this energy. Once you've won the race, you have this. You have the experience, I think, and that's the biggest part of it, right? Having the experience. And at that point, you know, like I think you mentioned earlier, it's a lot more brains over strength. And I feel like the brains part comes with the experience, right? So I feel like, because, you know, I've won the race before, I know how the race rides. I'm very, very much knowledgeable about, you know, who's coming and how they ride and the way the race ride in this modern day of age. So I think that's true. And your question regarding what was the second question again? My bad, sorry.
Well, the second question is, do you have the zeal? Yeah. Do you have the fire to want to win it a second time, or are you just satisfied by winning it one time?
Yeah. So my bad. So that being said, Going into this one here, I feel the energy coming. I feel very good about it. But again, just like all I know, I would get nervous if I start think about, the whole excitement about winning and all of that. So I try to keep it contained, if that make any sense. Try to keep
Yes.
myself calm because that's the best way. That's the best way I can arrive to the start of that race in order for then unleash all of that, the energy and power, and that's why I try to I kind of hold it together, just like my electron pretty much. And then on that day, you release all that power like a nuclear bomb. And what happened that day, we don't know. Nobody knows. Even cyclist fans, you could just make predictions. But by the end of the day, for an athlete like me, that's the approach that I do. In order for me to rest and sleep properly, coming towards the start line or the start of that race, I have to keep it together, keep it calm, and then of course when I ride and that whistle blow, that's it. It's locked in, focused, and this is what we work for. You just kind of like just connect with that fire and a flame again with the want to win, right? Of course, I don't line up in no window, so you know what I'm saying.
Like that.
Oscar,
Sure.
maybe you could share with the fans, your teammates. I know you have some pretty young riders on your team. Maybe you could share the names of the your team that will be taking part in this upcoming Holy Saturday cross country race.
Sure thing, Mr. Adonis. We had this year we had like quite a number of young guys still trying to find themselves in the sport, and I feel like that's been a huge change for us as a team now. So to start off with, we have Dylan Levy, we have Ali Lozano, we have young Kenyon Stanford, Christopher Witt, and of course the general himself, Brandon Catus. Brandon has been going through his own phase of life recently, and I respect with the man he is, and hence the reason why I'm happy to see he's still on a bike, right? And I'm happy to be part of his journey so far, and he has remained with us, so. The guy, like I said, I always admire Brandon because despite him not training and stuff like that, he can still come out and play on those big days because, again, he knows how to ride races. He's won a good couple of races before, so the experience is there, and I'm happy to share, the leadership and experience with him. He might not be there fitness wise, but of course he always give his all and 100% for the team, as well as trying to coach the guys and tell the guys what to do as long as he's there, right? So I look forward to him being there on this big day, and then of course using the strength or guiding these young powerful kids like Chris himself, Kenyon. We've seen them. It's going to be a matter of time before they get there, and it's just us supporting them and trying to guide them as best as possible, for them to help myself in completing or succeeding in this race on Saturday.
I believe that you saw the riders that have been vetted to take part in this event. I mean, about half of them might make it. Are you familiar with any of the riders that will come to our shows, and how would they affect the race strategy coming up this Saturday?
Yeah, that's a very good question, to be honest. Again, I do know most of the guys. At least 98% of that list I know, with the exception of the I think it's the Venezuelan guy. So I think that the Venezuelan guy, if I may share some insight, he's supposed to be a ex-World Tour guy or something, if I'm not mistaken. So despite his age, I would not put him below anyone. I think he should be on everyone's radar. When it comes to most of the Americans, most of them are coming. Well, we all know they're under the scope of the Williams brothers, so they're known. They're racing with those teams, so I believe they're acquainted with them. When it comes to the Mexican, the Tennis Star guys, just to give you guys some insights, Tennis Star is a really great, big, I think, domestic professional team in the northern part of Mexico. So you don't know when you come from the northern part of Mexico. Yeah, they give Canel's head some really headache, like some really big headache. So Tennis Stars are no team to play with. So the guy coming for them, I don't know him very, very well, but I know that, coming from a team like that, it means that he's bringing some kind of, firepower too. So he should be on the radar for sure. And, it's going to be, I think, at least from that list, it's going to be at least half of them coming, like you said, Donis. And, in terms of the writing side, it's going to be very interesting how it plays out. So strategy-wise, I have a couple, ideas, but we'll see. That's maybe not the place to probably talk about, here.
Yeah. But Oscar,
Yes, sir.
we definitely when me and Dave watch this thing, we said tennis star. We want to know if that tennis players they come, right? But it's glad that you could share with us a little knowledge that these guys ride pretty good. No, you said they are like top riders that give Canals a whole lot of trouble. So that definitely
They're a domestic professional team.
Yeah. So man. So we look forward for Saturday. And watch your team, do their thing on the tarmac, and we are wishing, the fans are hoping for Belizean to win. A lot of pressure is always on you. You're a former champion, and people say once Oscar win once, he could win again. So a lot of heavyweight will be on your shoulder.
Yeah, I've been feeling good recently. So I'm happy that I could say I have one. So that was for brought at this point necessary. But yeah, by the end of the day, I come into the sport seeing things a little bit different at this point, and I want to be competitive as I can be, and but as by the end of the day, I always want Belizean win to at least, a local Belizean, and that's just my opinion. That's just my take. And I think this year we're going to this race with a high possibility of actually winning. It's just pretty much how the tactics will play out. And that's not for me to discuss here, but strategy-wise, there can be some mistakes made by Belizeans from here that can potentially win, but it's up to them if they want to strategize the way I think they will. So, but again, like I said, that's not for me to discuss here. But I just want to wish everyone a good race, everybody ride safe. We have fun that day. We're all cyclists. We still look out for each other by the end of the day, right? So, man, by the end of the day, we give it all. And we go this Saturday we give them a good show. So, I would hope for win, obviously.
Yes, well, best of luck, Oscar. And like I said, you are one of the local Belizeans that have the blueprint to win. So, I hope nobody's looking past you. I wish you and your team the best of luck, and ride and left it on the road, and know that by the end of the day, it's just competition, it's sports, and the better man win.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Got it right,
Wish
Dave.
you and the entire team.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to continue this. But thank you guys, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys for inviting me, giving me a little bit of time to at least share a little something on the race, right? And of course, I can't pass this night for, of course, say thanks to the man up above. He's had me here again in a safe, sound way, and giving it another shot at it. So, I'm thankful, and it's a blessing to be here, still doing what I love. And of course, he blessed me with all the sponsors I have now. That's the reason we have a team. Caribbean Tire has been behind me from ever since I started this team. Valvoline, of course, big sponsor behind Caribbean Tire as well. Then we have Electrolyte, always hydrating us, And of course, we got GNFC, supplementary, whatever vitamins you need, whether they're kids, ageable people, of course, at least whatever you name it, you got it there. And yeah, man, I just want to big up Minister Shabato. He's been assisting us with a little bit of help here and there, and we've been finding our budget to kickstart another season again. So big up to the sponsors. And yeah, man, we shall come out on Saturday, and I just want to encourage everyone and the fans to give us a good cheer. We need all the energy to bring home the Garland, no? And thanks, Mr. Adonis. Thanks to the guys handling the cameras and whatsoever. So blessings and good night, man.
Yeah. Oscar, I believe you have young Christopher Wade online. We have him there.
Right. I think he's supposed to be here. Right.
Chris, are you there?
If you have any questions, go ahead.
Yes, good night, good night.
Good night.
I'm here.
Good night, young Christopher. Wait, Dave, this young man have been paying attention in some races starting in the start from since January start and late last year, and Christopher have shown great progress in the sport of cycling. He can climb very well, and he rides awesome on the flat. Chris, how are you feeling going into this big event this Saturday?
First of all, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling confident that my team leader can perform well and hopefully bring home another win.
First of all, how old are you, Chris?
I'm 20.
20 years old. Yeah. Dave, you have a question for Chris?
Yeah, yes, Chris. A quick story about Chris. The first time I saw him in a race, I remember when I saw him and the race was over. I see the person, don't know the name, and when the race over, he sit down and the power that he put out in the race for the size, Andrew, was amazing. I was like, man, he actually looked like a youth rider, right? He looked like a youth rider. So, Chris, going into this race, is this your first or second? What number cross country is this for you?
So this my third. This is my third cross country.
And how do you feel, physically wise?
Well, physically wise, so far this is practically one of my best seasons to date.
Awesome. I know you're under the guidance of Oscar, so I know that you will learn all the discipline behind cycling, the actually work ethics and stuff like that. So, man, I wish you luck on Saturday. And like I tell Oscar, you guys ride and left it on the road, and it's competition, and the better man win. Anyway. Andrew?
I just want to ask Chris, what a typical day like for Chris training leading up into this event?
Well, first I would say I'm a full-time junior college student, so basically I have to get up 5 o'clock, 5:30 a.m. to do my weekly workout, and then basically come back and head to school and some night classes during the week.
Yeah, you see, Chris, you said a mouthful. I hope the fans there, where they tune in, understand what a sports person and a cyclist go through. Chris have to, he's a student, and so education is important, but he finds the time to go and train and still take part in such a grueling event. So, Chris, we definitely appreciate you to be out there, and like I mentioned, I hope that the fans listen to this stuff and realize what sports people do to keep in the race or in their sports. I mean, they put a lot out. I mean, I imagine Chris get up at 5 o'clock in the morning or earlier to get on the highway, train, come back in, and still have to go to school, go study, brain still work. So, kudos to you, Chris.
Mr. Adonis, just to add to that, I think this is most of our guys as well too. Chris as well. Thanks for saying that. I think most of our guys on our team, they either work or are going to school. And the thing is, it's essential, especially with these younger kids, that they have to understand that bicycle is always going to remain a hobby, whether you make it to Europe or not. It's still just a hobby, and you have to fall back on something by the end of the day, right? So your education is very important, and I always want to push for that because, well, I'm an advocate for that as well. My mom ensured me that. My mom never let me down, and then obviously I had to compete and find a way to win races, as well as accomplish my dreams outside of just cycling too, right? So at least now I can fall back on something. So I want to encourage all the younger kids, especially coming out, to stay in school, and you can do it. Education and cycling, you can balance it here. So there's no reason to having excuses when it comes to that. Then.
Well said, Oscar. Well said. You are proof of it.
Yes, sir.
So we want to keep you guys longer, but we want you, we want to wish you all the best the coming Saturday, and your final thoughts.
Yeah. So again, I guess I don't say I'm mouthful, but I left it up more to Chris. I just forget to bring up my main guy, Mr. McLean Insurance, up in Belize today. always been behind me, always been supporting me on the squad, on the team, like I said, on the squad. You know, and of course, I want to be an E because B&E give Ali assistance here and there too. So big respect to B&E, man. Go ahead, Chris. Do your thing, bro. God bless, guys.
Yes, I.
First, I want to thank all the sponsors for making this possible. For myself and my team, I want to shout out to my parents for continuously push me to my limit and making sure I do what I can to with the best of my abilities. And I want to thank you guys for having us tonight.
Welcome,
Nice.
Chris, and all the best Sunday. Stay safe and have a blessed night. So, folks, we take a break. When we come back, we're going to do basically wrap up, right, Dave? Yep.
Discover Belize, where lush jungles meet sparkling waters, ancient Mayan cities, and a blend of vibrant cultures. With our magnificent barrier reef, the second largest in the world, Belize offers adventure, tranquility, and inspiration for all.
As the Prime Minister of Belize, it is my great honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to you on behalf of the people of our beautiful nation. We invite you to join us for the unforgettable Conference of Belize, a true gem of the Caribbean. You'll experience the warmth and wonder of a country that proudly stands as the land of the free by the Caribbean Sea.
Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome.
Welcome to Belize.
welcome back to Race for the Garland, the road to glory. We are coming live from the BWS building here on Central American Boulevard. Dave, this is our wrap-up section. We had discussion. We had a guest in studio. We had Oscar and young Christopher and line. Dave, this Saturday promised to be a lot of excitement on the tarmac. I tell you, you are still total ruction and destruction, Dave.
Yeah, and this one be a memorable one based on the competition that I see out there. They have champed a few ex-champ in the one being at this race. You have the John DeLong team where they come last year and they perform well. So I expect it to be very excited, Andrew. One of the things I see, and it's going to play out probably Holy Saturday, is that the riders, there was few riders that wanted to come, and for some whatever reason they wasn't accepted. And fans need to know, and teams need to know that there is a criteria by which you accept or not accept riders by, and if the criteria states what is the format, they have to follow that. They cannot or they should not go outside of that. So if a rider get turned down, it's best that you find out the reason why they was turned down rather than say it was because of favoritism, because sometimes for people that don't know, that don't go over well. So, and that just come from misinformation. So hopefully we could get it out where we could have that vetting process that is transparent, so people could know why. If a rider didn't get accepted, put it out there why, so that we don't get emotional where we feel like a rider wasn't accepted for whatever reason. So it was good that I wanted to get that out.
Yeah, but you know, watch the fans, watch a rumor that I think we're going fast, and the fans could be mean. I mean, I take so a lot. You know, much licking I take too, because fans just listen to where people say, and especially if somebody in a cycling mentions something and they don't got the facts. It spread like wildfire. You have to get the facts. You have to know, you not just make accusation. This sport is an expensive sport, time consuming. When you decide to get into sports, it definitely you have to put in a lot of hard work. But before we close, I want to ask you what a team like a local team would need to win this. This race, seeing the firepowers that come in the country.
Pray. No, I'm just kidding. Andrew, what I think that they should ride around that team. Most of the time when top teams are in a race, usually they are the one that playing the chess. You just have to be the pan that just look around, don't do nothing crazy, don't show your hands. I think one of the things that Carlton did last year, he showed his hands by showing how fast he was. And I think by doing that, he alert the other riders that, you can't bring him to the finish line. So if you in a break and you don't have to show fast or how strong you are, like I said, if you're in a pace line, you don't have to match the pace line. Know that the main thing is to conserve your energy, because at some point in that race, definitely strong riders will come out and ride, and you have to make sure that you have the energy when that takes place. If you notice the style of Luis Lopez last year, it was the same way. Most of the time in the pace line, he was dodging the pace line, and the guys allowed him for that. When he dodged, you tell him, hey, if you dodge, the guy's going to come back here. So you have to know, because these guys mentally, bicycle is not only physical, it plays a lot mentally too. So, and because they are well-skilled rider, they know how to use it. So a lot of the big teams, them and the well-established teams, they will have fight amongst themselves. If the Belizean could get a free ride, then do it. But no, at some point in the race, they will have to come out and ride, and you cannot sit all day in a race like that, at that kind of magnitude.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, don't chase station prize, chase victory, because you local Belizean cyclists have a whole. Right now, I could feel the weight upon our shoulder right now, because them Belizean fans could go on bad, but once we don't get a local victory, and something is sad that this is the way the Belizean population behave. They believe that Belizean have to win the race. They now watch and say, boy, it was a beautiful race, a very competitive race. they out for lashback. I mean, when you hear the abuse, when they abuse riders, Oscar said it. He said a mouthful. He said that, you know, education is first, is most important. Most of the cyclists have family, have job 8 to 5. They have, like I said, family, and it takes a lot. I mean, I was a cyclist in the past, and I said, you know, something. There's no way I could race bicycle again. If I even turn back young, it's tough because it's very, very demanding, and they love the sport because the cross country have a rich history. It started as an expedition, Dave. It actually was an expedition, but it turned into
Evolved.
because of men. You know who we are. We are full of testosterone, and so we want to go faster. We want to do this, and so you know, the cross country have the rich history, and we wanted to continue that way. But regardless of who win the race, we must say every cyclist will take part. We have to give them. Show them the love, and I ask the fans there, you know, be nice. We want to thank all the people who give prizes. You know, some people like say, "But I don't want my prize to go. I want to get the first Belizean prize." We have to stop that. We have to stop that. We have to, you know, if you give prize, give the prize. No, say you want it for the first, this and first that. It's you know, everybody have to be treated fair.
I think what happened over the years that especially cross country has evolved into almost like you would say international races, have riders coming from different parts of the hemisphere. And by saying that, it means that the competition become much more competitive. The level of riders are high-level caliber riders. Belizean needs to notice that. I always say it's like a hurricane. You see it developing, and you know you hit hard. You just have to realize that we are fighting, and we're riding with some of the best riders in the hemisphere. So it's almost when you watch the Central American Games, the Pan American Games, it's the same thing. I mean, the Pan American Games, the Olympics was in California. The Olympics go all over the world, and sometimes the countries that host the Olympics don't win the road races. So we get to that point where it's hard to accept because of patriotism, but we get to that point where we have to know that this race is a wide open race, and it's a race. It's competition, I think, and it's also entertainment, but we get to the point where we don't want to move away from the tradition that we know. And I think that's why many a time you see the reaction you get from the race, that they don't understand the caliber riders, so that if they see two Belizean coming with foreigners, they automatically think that, oh, that they could win, and they can, but there's steps to winning also. It's not just like how they sing it, and if we let them know that, then they will understand. Because usually you hear the guys, them sometimes you're riding on the road and the people would pass you and holler. Especially like if you go ride like Easter Monday or Tuesday, they would tell you stuff like, man, this is no time to ride on Saturday. So these are the things, but they don't know because they're fans. They don't know. They don't know the logistic that go into the race. They just turn on the TV or listen to the radio. So, but the race is. I think what will happen down the road, there will be more foreigners that's going to come do this race, right? So because the bigger it gets, the more people involved. This race is not only involves cycling, it involves tourism because people coming from all parts of the world. So there's a lot of other things going on that people not seeing. That a lot of these riders years later would come back, visit with their family. So I felt the same way for some years. It was hard for me to accept it. I used to be mad every time, and then after you realize how it's working now, you can't turn that back. It's beyond our control right now.
Yes, we could just enjoy the sport. Like I said, this Saturday coming up, it will definitely be a monster. Before we close, we want to thank BWS for having us here. We want to thank the Cycling Federation of Belize. We want to thank these guys behind the camera. We have Raja, we have Herlan. Where are the gentlemen? Huh? Cody, we have Cody. So we want to thank them. And we have two persons from the CFB. We have Ms. Dan and we have Mr. Castro. So thank you guys. We'll join up back.
Wednesday, we'll have two more shows, Wednesday and Friday.
And so
Wednesday we'll have a great idea who is coming from, who is not coming. So everybody will have 3 days to do their research.
Yeah. So with that said, we are out. Have a blessed night and look for the excitement this Saturday coming. We are out.
Discover Belize, where lush jungles meet sparkling waters, ancient Mayan cities, and a blend of vibrant cultures. With our magnificent barrier reef, the second largest in the world, Belize offers adventure, tranquility, and inspiration for all.
As the Prime Minister of Belize, it is my great honor to extend a heartfelt welcome to you on behalf of the people of our beautiful nation. We invite you to join us for the unforgettable Conference of Belize, a true gem of the Caribbean. You'll experience the warmth and wonder of a country that proudly stands as the land of the free by the Caribbean Sea.
Welcome.
Welcome to Belize.